Right. So for those of us that are just joining us right now, we've got several people watching, which is really cool. This is our first official eComBlab. We're going to be discussing all things eBay, Amazon, anything e-commerce related. So if you sell on Etsy or Bonanza or Threadflip or Poshmark, any of those, or your own website. Sorry about the tech issues, guys, with the sound. If you're selling anywhere in the US, international, it's all good. So we're going to be discussing lots of different topics. Roger here is really, really good eBay seller. He knows a lot about marketing, and he runs several Facebook groups where I'm a member of the group. So we list our items on the group, and it then gets shared across all of the social media platforms from the different members and the admins. So we get a lot more views to our items this way and a lot more sales. So definitely, Roger, I'll let you describe how that works a little bit more. We're also joined today by Katrina. Sure. So she's a stay-at-home mom eBay seller, just like me. Woot, woot, work-at-home moms. We gotta, hustle. So thank everybody for joining me. We've got Tech Bloke is here, and Erdal, and I've got several friends joining us. And I think Mary was able to at least watch us. Roger, I think she's able to at least watch. I see her up here in the top.
Yeah, I think she's just watching.
Yeah, I think she's just watching. So we're going to discuss a few of the things that we do in the marketing groups, and then later we'll open up the other seat and let other people come in and ask us questions, okay? All right, so Roger, tell everybody what the marketing groups are and how they work. Do you want me to post the links to the chat?
Yeah, you do all the links and stuff like that.
All right, let me.
That would help.
Go ahead and explain it.
I'm not very good at getting those links in there.
Okay.
Okay, well, basically, selling groups on Facebook is the preemptive of a platform. Facebook is going to have its own platform, and that's not very far away. They have put selling feature in the selling groups. I will tell everybody this, and they're not going to like it. If you are in any selling group whatsoever, and that selling group is closed, or you are not using the Facebook selling feature correctly, not just putting a link up to your item, but actually doing it with the selling feature, with the price, shipping, everything. If you are not doing those two things, you might as well be taking your time and flushing it, because nobody's seeing it except other members of the group. No bots are crawling it. You're wasting your time completely. So if you are not in our groups and in another group and nobody else is using the selling feature, at least try to use the selling feature yourself, and you will get a little more views than you would have if you are not using the selling feature, especially if the group is open. Now, if it's an open group and nobody's using the selling feature but yourself, you're going to get good traffic, especially if your items get shared. But if it's a closed group, don't even bother selling feature at all, because you're wasting your time completely. And there are thousands of people doing that on a daily basis. Okay, I couldn't hear you.
Can't hear you, Katrina. You got to speak up a little louder, hon.
Okay, can you hear me?
Sorry.
That's better.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Now, on the selling feature, are you actually putting your link in the description, or are you just listing that item in the link?
The item gets filled out. You first fill out the title, you fill out the price, you fill out the location, so you can add shit there. Then in your description, first thing you do is you write the description, add your picture, add your hashtags at the bottom. Then manually put your link at the top of the description, copy and paste it. If you put your link anywhere else, you're going to get a little window pop up that has an image of your item. It's basically a pop-up of your item. That's a waste of time. The computers don't see it. Nobody sees it. It doesn't get shared. If you're in closed group, nobody sees it at all except the members of the group. I don't think you're selling all of your items to the members of the group.
Right.
Doesn't do you any good. But if you use that selling feature and your link is in the description and the selling feature has its title, Facebook is seeing it and marketing that item for you. They want to promote people putting their things in the selling group because this is the preemptive for their own platform. Once it's their own platform, everybody that has posted anything not using the selling feature, you know what's going to happen to their listings?
Tank.
They'll be gone. all gone, just disappear overnight. So think how many hundreds of thousands of hours people are putting in, wasting their time. I really preach this on a big level. I would, of course, prefer you be in our selling groups and marketing with us. But even if you were not to do that, make sure you use that selling feature. Closed group, waste of time. But even in closed group, use the selling feature. You'll get a little bit of bot activity from it.
Yeah.
That's really important. I mean, really important. People are going to be really upset when they figure out that all that work they've done for almost a year now in these selling groups is completely waste of time.
Yeah.
Some selling groups don't even have the selling feature installed, even though it's available to them. They may just close those groups altogether. If Facebook doesn't see anything worthwhile for their platform, they'll go, oops, delete. And that's it.
All right, Roger, I'm gonna see if I mute you a little bit, and I'll tell them my experience with the selling groups and stuff, just to see if the sound issue, we can get it to go away. All right, so
awesome.
All right, yeah. Okay, so I don't know if that still helps or not. I still hear a little bit of static on my end. What about you,
Less
Katrina?
static.
I don't hear any.
No, I still hear a little bit. I don't know, because I was on like 3 or 4 blabs yesterday and didn't have issues with my mic or headset. So I'm not sure it's on your guys' end or on my end, but I did want to expand on what Roger's been saying about the groups. I joined them a few months ago, and I haven't been as consistent with doing the listings because it takes a little bit of time, you know, to go in and add another listing. And I'm already listing on eBay and on Amazon. So it's a bit time consuming, I'm not going to lie. But when I do that on a more consistent basis, then I see a huge spike in my traffic. Roger, can you check if you can hold on? Who is calling me? Okay, guys, I'm going to put myself on mute because I've got a phone call and it might be my son's insurance company, so I need to take this. All right, okay. And it's coming through the computer now. Hold on, I'll be right back.
Can I be heard?
I'll just call them back later. They can leave a voice message. All right, let's see. All right, Roger, plug your headset in and out again. There's some like nasty static.
Can you hear me?
What the heck is going on?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yep.
I only hear a little tiny bit of static.
Yeah, no, it's really loud on my end.
Yeah, because I keep moving my thing. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, I took everything out. I plugged it all out and put it back in. It sounds still, you know, like even if I plug my headphones out. So sorry, you guys. We'll hopefully have this figured out so that the next show won't have these kind of sound issues, because we definitely want to be able to bring in different people and have, you know, all kinds of different interviews. But as I was saying, yeah, I've definitely noticed an increase in traffic and in sales for the items that get listed. And sometimes it's not the specific item that I posted in the group. It might be an item that is in that same category or similar or a different color. But they do get more traffic, and I can check this by going into the eBay, like the traffic reports. I do take a look at that. So
one thing you may
definitely helps
is if you are using selling groups, you share and link. We share and link back. But if you're sharing members' items, eBay collections do really well in these selling groups. I make sure every single eBay seller that posts in my group, I put it in a collection. My eBay collections that are labeled, I have 3 or 4 of them, but they're all labeled telling that it's Facebook sellers on eBay, the name of our group. Those collections are getting hundreds more views than my regular store collections. Plus, you have all your selling group members, hundreds of views. All of your selling members with all of their items. I take that eBay collection and once a week or twice a week, I share that to Google. The hits on those eBay collections on Google are enormous. And what it does is every member that's in my eBay collection from group, I share it. I notice I wait and listen to their comments the next day, and all of a sudden I start seeing, wow, my traffic this weekend was double what it was last weekend. This is the first time I'm telling why. It's because I shared those collections on Friday. That's normally the day I do it. And almost every Saturday and Sunday, everyone starts going, wow, my store traffic just doubled. Well, it's not all because it came directly from the group. It's because those eBay collections, Google just loves those. They munch them up. They send them everywhere. And
that is
buyers
awesome.
like them. Buyers like those eBay collections. So that is one thing. If you're in a selling group, and if they're not doing it right, at least put those members' items in your eBay collection, and then you can kind of stimulate a little bit of activity for those other sellers doing all that work yourself for them on eBay through Google.
Yeah.
With the collection.
Yeah, I love the eBay collections feature because I noticed that stuff that I put on the eBay collections, if I'm doing a search in that category, they'll come up on the side.
That's Google.
So
that's Google.
Yeah, and I'm like, hey, that's awesome. You know, that they are coming up as it's free advertising. So anytime I do a listing now, I automatically go into the listing, add it to my eBay collection, whichever one is appropriate, and I pin it and I tweet it. And then I try and put it into the selling group. In the selling groups that Roger has.
My procedure is very similar. I get an item, I list it. Very first thing I do is I put it in my selling groups because everything's right there. Just copy and paste it all at the same time. Cut your time out. It takes me exactly 38 seconds to list an item in my selling group. A normal person probably take a minute and a half. Okay.
Yeah, it takes me about a minute. Yeah.
Yeah, about a minute. But as soon as the item is listed, I put it in the selling group. As soon as it's in the selling group, I go back to the item. I put it in Pinterest. I market it with the group, and then I market it on all my own pages. Now the first 20 or 30 views are all bots from all that sharing.
Right.
But I did that with an item, junk item, not high demand. Yesterday, I looked at it this morning. It had 35 views by the time I had done my share. I figure about half of those are bots from all the different collections and, just moving them around. This morning I woke up, I had 247 views. I have 3 watchers, and one of the items is already. Okay, that is from the selling group. I have the exact same item in a different color that I did not put in the selling group, but it's been in my store for 6 months. Its total traffic comes to 100, and it's been there 6 months. Mommy. I looked at it today, and its traffic's gone from 100 to 170. So it's not just the item that's in the group that you posted. It's anything that's even close to it, either in your eBay collection or in the group or in your store. Because those buyers love choice. In our group, what we do, I'll post, let's say, a Halloween item. Well, other members go, hey, Roger's marketing Halloween. So they pull all their Halloween items. They market those in that group at the same time because I share every item in that group as an administrator. So once my Halloween is shared, everybody else that posts Halloween at the same time, I'm sharing all of their stuff. So when a buyer hits my page, which is big, my page is on a lot of traffic, they'll see my little cheap stuff. They'll see something from another seller that might be a little better. And they'll see something from TSU, which is our vintage collectible group. That's where the real high dollar stuff is. They'll see that, and they'll say, wow, I really like that TSU item. I really like that middle price item, but I can only afford Roger's cheap items, so I make a stick. And it works the other way around. I don't like Roger's cheap item, but that one that other seller has, it's the same. It's a little bit more money, but it's better. They buy from them. Then you get the one that comes in and say, ooh, I want top of the line. So they have all 3 choices of what they could possibly want from one product, and I only had to buy one item. All the rest is available for other sellers. If they make the sale, it is just as important as if I make the sale. Because when that buyer comes back to our group, they're going to be shopping my store and all those other sellers. That's the point. That's the main point.
Come here, baby. That is awesome. All right, so let's let Katrina describe a little bit of what she does.
Well,
go ahead, Katrina. Make sure you put the mic close to your.
Okay, you can hear me good?
Yeah, we can hear you
Yeah,
a
I
little
hear
bit
you.
better when you have it closer. Yeah.
Like here.
Exact opposite of Roger. I sell mostly used clothes and I thrift about 2 to 3 times a week. Almost everything I buy is pre-owned. But what I love about that is that you can find some really unique items that aren't made anymore. Just a couple weeks ago, I had some rare rodeo clown shoes that they don't even make anymore. You know, some vintage clothing from the 70s, and people are willing to pay money for things that remind them of their childhood or, you know, something you just can't get anymore.
Look for vintage Star Wars. Vintage Star Wars. The movie's coming out. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh
Big
yeah.
buck. I've already been seeing my Star Wars that I carry. Prices are already going up, and that movie's not even out yet. The vintage
I'm sorry, you
clothes
guys.
are awesome. Do you have a good source? Do you thrift store or do you buy by the bulk? Like I buy bales of clothes.
I'm in a small town, so I travel within a 45-mile radius right over Texas and Louisiana.
Do you have a DAV there?
No.
Department of Veteran Affairs thrift store?
No, there's one 2.5 hours away that I've been to once. But it's
Okay, if you can find a DAV, you can get a very good deal on a 1-ton bale of clothing. Half of it turn into quilts. The other half that remains, unbelievable deals. I mean, I pulled out Doc Martens shoes, sold for $300. I pulled out Harley Davidson packets. The whole bale cost me $1,000. I made $1,000 in the first week. And I probably have maybe $10,000 worth of merchandise not even listed yet because I hate doing it. I'm hiring an employee to measure clothes. I'm lazy when it comes to
It's a lot of work.
Yeah, I don't like clothes. I make a lot of money on clothes, but I'm too lazy to measure.
It's so much work. Honey, you gotta wait, baby girl.
And color shades.
And especially with pre-owned
Say again?
clothes, you really have to look at every inch of the clothing to make sure there's not any, slight discrepancy. And if so, you better make sure to disclose that.
Yeah, I had some trouble with some stitching. Some of the stitching along the bottom of a pair of jeans, they were those, they were expensive. They're supposed to be distressed. What were they? Oh, I want to say Nazi jeans. That sounds terrible. What's the name of those? The German jeans?
Khaki? Oh, I
yes,
don't know.
that's it. That's it.
Khaki? Okay.
Yeah,
Oh
the
my
khaki
God.
jeans. Yeah, well, they were supposed to be distressed, and the stitching along one hem had 2 little stitches missing. I ended up having to give it away for free. Even though the jeans were distressed and there were rips and everything else, the hem stitches were supposed to be perfect. I figured it was part of the distressing. I had to look it up, and sure enough, it says all hems are perfectly stitched. So I ended up having to do a refund for $180 pair. Yeah,
oh my God.
Happy. Was not happy. That was the last time I started listing clothes. I have hundreds of them, but I'm not going to write them. I'm going to hire someone.
Oof. Okay. The static is bad.
Getting really bad. Yeah.
It's getting really bad. All right, so let's let somebody else pop in for a little bit. Do we have anybody that wants to join in and talk about their eBay and their Amazon experience? Let's see if anybody from the wants to join us. You want a hug? I've got my daughter right next to me, and she's fighting with her iPad. So. Yeah, she's trying to watch a show on Netflix, and it doesn't want to load. I don't know what's going on here. So you want to watch it on the TV? Yeah. All right. So who do we got on here? Is Erdal still around? Erdal's nice. And we also have, let's see. Shammy, do you want to join us? Shammy's from our eBay stores group, too.
Oh, is she?
Yeah. There. Okay. Erdal's my friend here from Blab. He's an Amazon FBA seller in Belgium.
Oh, okay. Oh,
so that's really cool. Okay. Callie.
Hello. Hello, everyone.
Hi. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good. Just fighting with the static issue. I don't know what's going on with our blab today.
Yeah, a lot of noise.
Yeah, it's a lot of noise. Look at Kelly. Look, say hi. She's got her eBay shirt too.
Hey.
You got to start somewhere. I'm young.
Right? She's just cranky in a bad mood.
I was
You want
quite
food?
multitasking, so I was partially listening and doing some other stuff as well. And I even managed
What do you sell?
to hang out to a call and listening with one ear.
Yeah, I'm gonna hop off for a minute because I have to deal with her for a second.
Okay.
But you guys keep chatting. I will be right back as soon as I manage to
All
get
right.
her under control.
All right.
Awesome. What do
yeah.
you sell?
I'm in kitchen appliances. So I do premium kitchen appliances selling with my own brand on Amazon FBA.
Oh, you have your own brand. Do you manufacture them or?
Yeah, I do.
Awesome.
I
Own
asked them
label. Cool deal.
right. FBA private label. So I'm not in eBay. I'm not into that game because I live in Europe, so it's hard.
Yeah.
Send it
How
over.
long have you been doing
So what
it?
platform?
On Amazon, I'm only doing Amazon. A little over a year, actually.
You can type your link in the little comments if you would like for your store.
I don't want to be spamming everybody, but I do have a site.
Just tell us how you got
Yeah, you
started.
can just stick it in. Yeah, how did you get started?
Well, I started when I found Ryan Daniel Moran YouTube videos. So he is an Amazon FBA private label seller as well. And there was also, you probably know the course, The Amazing Selling Machine, I guess, which I didn't purchase because at that time it was $3,500. It's a heavy investment. So,
Yeah, that's quite an investment.
I still hear this. I don't know if it's coming from me.
Yeah. No, we've had it. It could be me. It could be her. It could be anyone. I don't really hear it. Do you hear static?
I don't hear it.
I'm not hearing static anymore. A little bit of popping, but not that heavy static anymore.
So is my do you hear me clearly, or is there any background noise or whatever?
We can hear you.
You sound great.
All right.
Yeah, you sound great. So these small appliances, how do you manage to ship? Do you ship globally, right?
I ship them from China, so that's basically where I'm buying my stuff. And I do have.
How does that work on Amazon?
I do have an assistant over there, so she gets the products. She inspects them, and if there are some issues with the products, to the factories, and then she sends it back to the Amazon fulfillment centers, basically. So I only.
So it's kind of like it goes from like China to a redistribution in the United States and then gets mailed, or does it go directly from China?
Sorry, I didn't understand that part because it was a very.
Let me type it. Does it?
Katrina, do you have headphones? Let's put some headphones. Maybe I don't know.
Okay, I can't hear you.
Yeah, all I hear is static. Yeah, I just hear static.
No go.
No go. I would take the off. No microphone. I hear a little noise now. Yeah, refresh. Yeah. Can you hear me? Anyone?
I can hear you.
You can hear me, no problem.
Yeah, I can hear you, no problem.
Okay, well, why don't you tell me what are your plans for your eBay store? What are you going? How are you going to grow it? Make it larger?
Well, I just started about a year ago, and I picked it up sort of as a hobby / part-time because I miss working and contributing to the family, but I also want to stay at home for my little girl. So whenever she goes back to school, I would really like to start doing it full time. Right now, I have about 360 items listed, and I want to get into the thousands. I want to just keep growing bigger and bigger and bigger.
That's what I did. I just every day from the time I woke up to the time I went to bed, all I did list. Didn't matter what it is. Found a pencil, write up, listed. Didn't matter. I started with very inexpensive items to get the volume up, which I recommend to everybody. But remember this, if you're using expensive items, you are going to lose money on a large percentage of those because inexpensive items break. They're cheap to begin with. If you buy something for $1 and you charge $5.99, plan on 1 in 10 is going to have issue of some kind. So as long as you keep that in your business plan and roll out that red carpet defects, if someone writes you and says this item doesn't work, say, oh, please send me a picture and give them that money the second that picture hits your inbox. They will come back to you and buy over and over. That's what actually made me successful. Sounds messed up, but items that I sent out that were messed up, not by me, but by the post office, ended up making me success because they gave me a chance to communicate with the buyer. All I have to do is say 5 words and I've got them hooked. So actually, bad things ended up being one of the best things that could have happened to me. Now, that was at the beginning. Now, no. Don't want any bad things going out. Do bad things. I hear nothing. I hear nada. Mm-hmm. No, no sound at all. Okay, now I hear something.
Erdal,
Can anyone hear me?
I can't hear Erdal yet. We can only hear you, Roger. All right, Roger, I'm going to kick everybody off.
Okay, blah,
and
blah,
then,
blah, blah,
blah, blah, blah, and then back in.
Blah, 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 blah. Just follow up and welcome back.
Okay, all right, let's see if that'll help. Hold on. Oh, I feel bad about kicking them off. Okay. All right, so you guys can hear me okay? There's no static on my end? I just want to make sure it's not me. Okay. See, Katrina, there's static as soon as you come in, and I can't hear you. Can't hear you. No. Nothing. No. I think it's Katrina that's having issues. Oh, no. All right, girl. Well, let's let somebody else take a turn for now. And we'll try and sort out your tech issues separately. You know, like we could get together later on Facebook and maybe we could do like a Facebook Messenger thing to see if it works over there and maybe, you know, see if it's something that's going on Blab or if it's something general with your computer. Okay, so let's accept Roger.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you. I think it was Katrina that was having the issues.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
You know, it's really hard when everyone uses different equipment.
Yeah.
And sometimes the little plugs don't line up. This is my second headphones. The last one we tried to do, I didn't hear anything, but these headphones work.
Oh, okay. See, these
okay, so who do we have?
Yeah, so, okay, we've got Erdal if you want to join us in again, or if we have anybody else that would like to jump in and chat with us a little bit, feel free. There is an open seat. There should be 2. I don't know why only 1 is showing up. You still have static, Mary? Really? I don't get it. No,
Does your camera work, Mary? Did you get that fixed? Have you tried it?
Mary, you want to join us and see if the camera works? No, not up for it today. Okay. No. Yeah, she told me she wasn't feeling too well. So okay, but we'll get you on the next one. Okay. All right. So I'm using this microphone.
Well, let's hear more about your store.
Okay.
You don't talk too much about your store.
My story. It's, what can I tell you? I first started off. Oh, we've got something coming in. Let's see.
Cool.
Sure. Hi, Greeley. Is that how you say it, Greeley?
Well, that's not actually my real name. My real name is Matthew. I'm from Perth, Western Australia.
Welcome.
I saw something about you got for sale over here.
Yeah, well, I mean, we are full-time eBay and Amazon seller as well, so we do sell products. But today we're just kind of talking about the e-commerce world in general, how we got started, what it is that we're doing, how we market our stuff, so all of that different kind of things.
That's great.
Yeah. What do you do?
Well, I do a bit of sales myself. I sell my own clothing line. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I sell t-shirts and clothes stuff.
Do you sell online or locally?
Just locally, just to my mates and stuff.
And are you thinking
of
opening?
Selling online?
Yeah.
Yeah, I consider doing it. I like my mates hit me up on Facebook.
Okay. All right. Well, that's the kind of stuff that happens live. This is unscripted. It's not like, this is like reality TV for real. Oh, is he a prankster? Okay.
Exactly.
That's okay. Whatever. As long as there's no nothing pervy, I don't really care. Oh, you've seen him before?
Right.
Pranks? Okay.
Of course, now, some of those shoes that you sell are a little pervy.
Yeah. Wow.
But they're really cool.
I sold
the cha-cha heels.
I sold a pair this morning. I woke up to a cha-ching.
Which
and
one?
I sold a pair. I think they're listed in the group. The ones that have like all the rhinestone fringe.
Oh, yeah. Those are cool. Just as tacky as they can be. I love them.
Oh, the pink ones. I sold a pair of the pink ones.
The pink ones, yeah.
Yes.
Those are so cute.
Yeah.
I put one of your shoes from group on my personals page each week, or I try to, and I get a lot of hits. People like seeing those cha-cha
They like
heels.
those shoes. Those shoes, I've got like 16 watchers on a pair and 10 watchers and like loads and loads of watchers on the shoes. And every now and then, I mean, they're not cheap. You've seen the prices. I mean, the pair that sold
$200
this morning,
or something, right?
Yeah.
Aren't they around $200?
Yeah, they are, depending on the shoe. Like some of them are $80, $9 or $100. And then the ones I sold this morning was $170. So they're not cheap. And
the pink ones. Those are the pink ones.
The pink ones, yeah. And last week I sold a pair. These were like these awesome, super sexy ankle booties in black leather. And they sold for $250. Plus $40 for expedited shipping because the girl wanted to make sure that she got them for her birthday, and I didn't want to risk it, So she paid for the.
Well, that brings up something that sellers may be interested in. How do you do your expedited shipping?
Well, see, this is drop shipped. And these shoes are drop shipped directly from the manufacturer. But if I do expedited shipping on my end, which I try not to because there's these deadlines and it's kind of difficult for me to meet them sometimes. But if I do, then, if it's expedited, you got to make sure that it gets to the post office and is scanned before like 11 a.m. or something. Let's see.
Now, how do you ensure that when you're drop shipping?
If I'm drop shipping, I tell them in the notes that I need this UPS second day. and then they charge me.
And they do it?
And they do it. Yeah, they do it.
They do it.
They do it.
That means you have to have good drop shipping.
You got to have a good drop shipper. But see, with the drop shipping business, I don't use a third-party company for it. I go directly with the manufacturer. So the manufacturer direct.
That's what I would do.
Yeah. Not that there is an issue.
I'm looking at it.
Still. Yeah, I mean,
I'm looking at the drop shipping.
It's really good, but at the same time, you still run into issues like this week. Just this week. And I will get to your question at the busy place in just a second. Basically, what happened is that they send me their inventory lists several times a week. But sometimes things will sell out so quickly. I guess they sold out during the weekend that when I had 2 sales that now I have to cancel on Amazon because they're out. They're completely out, and they're not going to come back until September. And these are directly from the manufacturer. I can't get them from anywhere else. So I'm kind of bummed about that. But in general, most of my sales now are coming from the drop shippers. All right. So At the Busy Place is asking, can we talk about the for sale group going on Facebook? How do you get lots of people to join? This is separate from your Facebook business pages. Sorry, I missed the first few minutes talking about this. Okay. They are separate.
I can talk about that.
Yes, they are separate from our business pages.
Okay.
Go ahead. Roger, go ahead.
Okay, I was reading. Joining a for sale group is great, but getting lots of people to join is awesome. You just make it available, and people will join to post their items. The trick is getting people to join that you actually want to join your group. Like I said, in our groups, we want really good sellers. We want really good items, because when our buyers, and we have buyers that come to our group a lot, and when our buyers, which is the focus of our group, not sellers marketing their products, even though that's 90% of what we do, it's having a buyer come to our group, which is going to be a platform, and shop and then come back. The way we establish that is we let members in. We send them information on how to properly do the selling group. We give them a few chances. If they don't do if they don't follow the rules and do it right, they're wasting our time. So they're no longer a member of our group. We kick them out. I much rather have 5 good members posting the number that's required each day to properly market their products. If you just come by and drop one item in the group and share one item, big deal. You're not doing any work. You're not doing anything. Right. You only get rewards for work. And the reward is you go into that group. If that group allows you to post 5 items, you put your 5 items in. If you have to share 5 items or 10.
Oh, Roger, your sound cut out. It's cutting out, Roger. I don't know what happened. Can you guys still hear me? What is going on with the sound today? Okay, all right, I'll take over. Yeah, so basically how we market the group is we make sure that it's an open group, so it's not closed, it's easy to find. Items can be shared across Facebook, Pinterest, Twitter, Google+, LinkedIn, you name it, it gets shared. Instagram, Tumblr, our own personal blogs and things like that. So we have people coming in. Now, the groups aren't huge because, as Roger said, we want to make sure that we have quality sellers that are actually going to take the time to list at least 5 of their items and share at least another 15. Is it what that we're requiring now, Mary? Is, you know, so if we share 5, they got to share 3 for each one that they share. So that's how we keep it active. And those of us that are active on the group, thank you, Kali. Okay, so we got to share 10. Okay. It used to be 15, so now we're only sharing 10. But still, we're making sure to share items from the other sellers, put them on our Pinterest boards, put them on our eBay collections, share them out on Twitter, etc. So everybody is benefiting. And one of the others, and yes, we can also share an old one of ours to get it to be rechecked by the bots. So those of us that are active, we get little bonus things every now and then. So Roger and Mary make a good job of giving us incentives to stay active in the group. And I'll say this, I mean, I've been in other groups that are for promotions on Facebook that are for sharing Pinterest or for sharing, let's, pin each other's items or let's tweet each other's items and things like that. And I've spent a lot of time working on those groups, and I didn't really feel that I was getting good traffic or an increase of sales. That the way that these groups run, I know you're having issues with YouTube Kids app. Okay, mommy's trying to talk to people right now. So these are the things that happen when you work from home. There are gazillions of interruptions, but I'd rather be doing this than being at a corporate office and having to deal with a boss over my shoulder telling me what to do every 5 seconds of the day. She's my boss. Huh? Yakani, are you the boss? Are you the boss? Yeah. That's what you think anyway. Just pick a game. You like your games. Choose one? Okay, there we go. So that's how we get the groups to keep on going. And then we have our own like little internal chat groups and stuff. So we talk about other things and we connect and we network amongst ourselves as well. So that helps because we let each other know about events or webinars that are coming up or this. And we just kind of help each other out. You know what I mean? Like we feel that there's plenty of fish in the sea and buyers out there so that everybody can prosper and grow. So that's kind of what we're trying to do. Did you guys have any other questions about the groups or anything that we do? Yeah, exactly, Mary. So the drop and run link groups, no, they're not a good use of our time. Like I've been in so many and they take up so much time and it's just like, no, not worth it. And sometimes the requirements can be so ridiculous as well and demanding. And I'm like, I only have so much time in the day. I have to maximize it as much as I can to make sure that I'm actually listing stuff and that the time I spend on marketing has to be worth my effort. That's all it comes down to for me is return on investment. You know what I mean? If I'm going to do marketing, even if it's free marketing, I'd rather, exactly, as Roger says, I'd rather spend 5 minutes than 2 if it works, but it has to be worth it. And at least with Roger's groups, I really do feel, and Mary's groups, I feel that it is. And, they're free to join. It's not like we make any money by promoting the group, but we make money from the sales. So it works out for everybody, if you ask me. You know what I mean? But yeah, so before we had somebody else join in, I was going to tell you guys a little bit. We get as much benefit from being a part of the groups as we would running one. Maybe more so because I don't have to moderate. Yeah, I mean, Roger and Mary have their system set to science, and if they share one of your items, it gets sent to like I don't even know how many different things. Roger, I think it's like 10 on yours and something. 13 pages. So they already have this set up. So yes, by being a member, I get a huge benefit because I don't have that many pages. And I don't have as much reach. Like, for example, on Twitter, I have 2,300 followers, while Roger has 10,000 followers. I'm not sure how many Mary has. So, yeah, by teaming up with other members and other admins that have even more reach than we do, that it just gets spread out. And it's the power of social media, right? So that's how I get the benefit from it. And no, I'm not an admin on that group. I'm an admin in other groups that are not related or about other stuff. But, it's been a benefit to me to be an admin in our other group that Roger and I are admins in, which is eBay stores, nothing but eBay stores. In so far as I've made connections with all of the admins who are top-notch people, and now we're friends and we help each other out and we bounce ideas off one another. If I have a question that I don't feel comfortable asking in a group because it might come off as negative, and we try to keep it really, really positive. But sometimes, bad things do happen when you're in e-commerce, and sometimes you want somebody that you can ask or vent with. And not necessarily do it on a public forum like Facebook, So a couple of weeks ago, I got together with Gladys and with Kathy, and I had a FaceTime chat for like the longest time with Gladys Ramos. She's one of our other admins on the eBay stores group, and she's really awesome with SEO. But I just needed somebody who knows what I'm talking about on eBay and Amazon to hear me vent about this multitude of problems that had just happened to me, bam, 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 one after the other in the same week. And I just wanted to pull my hair out and cry. But it's good to have a friend who knows what the heck you're talking about when you complain about shipping and fees and this return. I had to cancel this and my account is going to get shut down and all this drama that if I post it on my normal Facebook page, nobody's going to care. So I like being an admin in that aspect because I get that support and those friendships going. And as for my story, because Roger did tell about his story, my story, it's kind of the typical work-at-home mother story insofar as, I was working from home with a bank, and it was a nice, job doing customer service over the phone. But then I had the kids, and it's difficult to answer the phone or do anything when you've got kids vying for your attention. Yeah. I know. You want to eat? All right. So I'm going to put the camera up because she wants to eat, and I'm not putting that on record. So she still nurses. She's baby. Roger, I can't hear you. What are you saying? I don't know, man. I don't know why. I haven't muted you, so it's not me. Do it again. I don't know. I'll disconnect it, reconnect it. Something's going on. I can't hear you. Can't hear you. So basically, my husband and I were pretty broke. You found some better headphones? Oh my God, hold on. My daughter just turned on the music on my computer. She touched a button on the headphones and it turned on the music. Okay. So, all right, Katrina, you found some better headphones? You want to try it? Okay, let's see if Roger can come back in. Katrina can come back in. Let's see.
Okay, can you hear anything?
I can hear you better now, Katrina.
Awesome.
Yeah. Roger, what about you, man? What? No, I still can't hear you. You're gonna have to you're gonna have to type it because I can't lip read that good. I can lip read a little bit. Okay, so we've got Jana, that is an Amazon FBA seller.
BRB, just one sec.
Okay, and she wants to learn about eBay. Well, actually, Jana, there is a huge benefit to being on FBA and then selling on eBay, because what you can do is if you've got multiples of your list, do you have multiples, Jana, or do you have just like one single ones? You have multiples. Okay, great. So what you could do is you do your listings on eBay, right? And then when they sell on eBay, you go into Amazon and you select the item, and then there's a drop down for multi-channel fulfillment order, I think is what it's called. And then you basically type in the address for your eBay buyer, and Amazon will ship them. And depending on what it is, yeah, absolutely. And it's great. I've used it several times. And the shipping rates are actually pretty decent. For the most part, it's usually a little less than if you had to pay for it yourself, and the shipping is pretty fast. And you have the choices, so you can choose like regular shipping or second day, depending on what it is. And then once Amazon ships it, oh yeah, they do. Once Amazon ships it, you then have the tracking number, and then you just put it into eBay. The only thing with that is that you do want to make sure that if you're doing that you put your handling time on eBay to be like 3 business days, just because Amazon doesn't always ship the same day or the next day. So sometimes it takes them a couple of days. So you want to make sure your handling time is set to like 3 business days. Make sure that you don't get dinged for that. Does it matter the source city? No, it doesn't. You can actually, I think they even allow you to do it international. It doesn't matter where the item is. They'll tell you what the shipping is going to be. So it's really great in that aspect, particularly if you have multiples. And it'll just deduct it from your Amazon inventory. You can't always maintain it, but as long as you're doing within your handling time, then you don't get dinged. It's when you have it set to 1 or 2 day handling time and you don't post the tracking until a 3rd or 4th day, that then they're gonna hit you issues on that. So I just put it to 3-day handling if it's going to be fulfilled from Amazon to my eBay buyer. But I've done it and it works great and people are very happy. I guess that would be one way around it. I can barely handle managing my existing stores, so I don't want to keep switching it back and forth. But yeah, the multi-channel fulfillment thing. Yeah, there is limits, and then you don't have as much feedback and all that shebang. So, just change your handling time for those specific items that you're going to multi-channel fulfill from Amazon. So I hope that answers your question, Jana. Yeah, but it definitely helps. Saves you time because it's already over there on Amazon, and then you don't have to be shipping it out yourself. You want some water? All right. So yeah, back to my fabulous eBay story. No, I mean, I was just working from the house already, working with a bank. They paid me decently enough, but it was part-time because with the kids, it's hard for us to be working, 8 hours a day, and the kids need our attention multiple times. And I would have the issue where because of the kids or because of family or whatever, I'd get multiple interruptions, and then it would affect my work metrics, And I was really good at my job, but it was hard on me as well, especially when I have family in the area, and they always want to do fun stuff, and I always want to go and spend time with them. And then I'm stuck on a schedule. Freaking hate being stuck on a schedule. So also we were broke. So I started going into our bathrooms, my bathroom, my mom's bathroom. And it was like, oh, look, we've got this completely unopened, expensive perfume that somebody gave us for Christmas or our birthday or whatever. And we still haven't gotten to it. Let's sell it on eBay and see if we can make some money because we need the cash. So we started doing that, started seeing that every time that I focused on it and was selling things that we had the extra money that we needed to pay the bills and make ends meet. So I was like, I got to do this more often. So it got to the point where I was being able to run my eBay store while I was working. I had 2 computers, one next to the other, one exclusively for work, and the other one I was running the eBay store and marketing because I already knew my job by memory, so I didn't really have to focus too much on it, and I could do the eBay thing on the side. But then they changed the system at my job, and it became a lot harder. I couldn't multitask as much anymore. And I started doing the eBay meetups at around that time, which, I do them in person in Celebration here in Florida every month. And I met some really cool people there who taught me about Amazon and who taught me different things about eBay that I didn't know because I wanted to, meetups are great because you never know what you're going to learn or who you're going to meet or what's going to happen. But usually it's something positive that makes your business grow. And it really did for me because I wanted that connection. Blab wasn't around back then. I wasn't a part of the Facebook groups, but I had read an article in a magazine about eBay meetups and things like that. And I was like, wouldn't that be fun? Your meetups inspired me to try selling on eBay and Amazon as more than a hobby seller. That's awesome. That is totally awesome. So you see what I mean? Like it's great because you never know what positive thing is going to come from it. And then that very first eBay meetup that I had, which was a disaster because I had booked this place at a thrift store and the owner was like, yeah, you guys can meet here after the store is closed. I have a really big space, yada, yada. I get there like an hour and a half before the meetup to set everything up. I had made nachos. I had, the owner was gone and had not told his employees that we had permission to use the space. And I had these people coming in and I was like, oh my God. And then it started raining because this is Florida. And it just rains whenever it feels like. I'm like, this is a mess. I had one couple who was expecting Dana Crawford to come in. And she's my co-host in my meetup, but she doesn't always show up to everything. She's an hour and a half away. She's just happening to run it with me, right? So they were super upset about that. I was like, I never said she was going to be here. She's just listed as the co-host in the group. Ugh. Okay. So we ended up going to the local Starbucks. And it was just me and 3 other guys. Whatever. But from there, one of them, Chris Williams, who's now not the famous Chris Williams, but he's my friend. He's actually a really big Amazon seller. So he sells, a couple of $1 million on Amazon every year. And he's now expanded to Amazon UK. And I think he started to expand to Amazon Japan. Crazy. So he was like, why don't you sell on Amazon? And I'm like, what do you mean? I had no idea you could sell on Amazon. I thought it was Amazon itself selling or the big name brand companies. I didn't know. With Amazon UK, it's kind of like here in the US. They have warehouses over there that you can ship to, and then it becomes Amazon Prime for Europe customers, not just the UK, but also Amazon Italy, Spain, France, Germany. I'm probably missing one, but it gets sent over there. So I haven't sent anything yet. I did have one sale already, but I haven't sent over to Prime because I'm still setting things up. I got to, I'm going to be sending things over to the UK over there because that way I can hit that market. There's a lot of things that are not available in the UK that I can add. All right, Roger, you can be right back. So Chris got me into Amazon, and at first I was really apprehensive. I was really scared because I was only familiar with eBay and Amazon, right? And Amazon seemed
I haven't done it yet.
It seemed to me at the time like this huge monster.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I've already kind of gotten eBay down. I'm still small on eBay. Like I feel like I don't have it perfectly the way that I want it. And now I'm going to jump into this other huge thing that is so scary and completely different. But then a couple of weeks, I was like, you know what? What's the worst that can happen? You know, I learned eBay. Might as well learn Amazon. I'm a smart kid. Screw it. I'll do it. What's the worst that could happen, right? So I set it up. And like maybe a week later, I had this huge sale for an item for like $200. And I was like, oh, okay.
Why didn't I catch it sooner?
And I'm like, I think I like this. So I've started doing it, and I've learned a lot. You know, I've done liquidations, I've done wholesale, I've done arbitrage. I still do arbitrage and wholesale. You know, finding things locally, finding things online. I bought some lots of socks, which is a mess. I bought lots of lip gloss, also a mess. Literally,
Justin Bieber pillowcase.
Right, Justin Bieber pillowcase. Oh my God, that was awful. So all this kind of crazy stuff. What? You could do it. You can do it. See, I buy stuff on clearance, but I also buy stuff that's completely not on clearance. Like I'll go to a TJ Maxx and it's not on clearance there, but it's already marked down from what it is retail. So it's, you know, it's on sale, but you know, it's not a huge sale, but still, I'll do it if it's an item that there's not a lot of on Amazon, but that I see that there's a good demand for it, you know, that there's a good ranking and that the profit is going to be good, then I'll risk it. I'm a huge risk taker. I'll tell you that. Like I have bought pieces of luggage that do not exist online. I can't find them anywhere. And I'm like, oh, whatever. I go and I'll take the photos up in my photo studio upstairs and I'll do the listing on Amazon, do the listing on eBay, and they sell. So, you know, sometimes it's worth it, the risk. Sometimes it isn't, but everything is a gamble. I mean, I think that even if you do a lot of research, you're not 100% sure that your stuff is going to sell. You know what I mean? Like you might have a better idea of it, but not until you list it. What software do I use to see the item numbers online? Well, I'll check eBay's app, the solds. I'll check Amazon's seller app. Sometimes I'll go on my gut or what I already know a little bit of, if it's a brand that I'm familiar with. If I'm doing it online, any Google searching, not if I'm in a store, because I don't have enough time at the stores to do as much. So if I'm at the store, it's whatever I can find on my eBay app and whatever I can find on the Amazon seller app. If I'm doing it online or when I'm listing it, I'll use image search apps sometimes to see if it'll show up. Sometimes, you know, I'll check on the apps, and then when I come back home on the computer, I'm able to sit down and Google search it better and find the images, and then I don't have to take the photos and stuff. You learn the importance of measuring clothing for eBay. I learned a lot about social marketing for e-commerce. I learned about eBay Nothing But eBay Stores Facebook group. Yes, that's because of the meetups that we've done, you know. And measuring clothes was something that it took me a little while to learn, and I had to download like these graphs that show me, okay, where do I take the measurement? They want what measurement? And I'd have people message me and be like, oh, I want a measurement from here to here, and then I want a measurement from here and then here, and these other measurements that I would have never thought of.
And a lot of people won't take the time to message you. So it's important to have those in your listing. That way somebody doesn't be like, you know what, I'm going on to the next one. You want all the information there.
Yeah. It is a huge thing to have the measurements in there. And sometimes with the measurements, even then you'll run into issues that it didn't fit them, that whatever, and they'll return it. But that's part of what it is with clothing. I mean, we can go into a brick and mortar store and buy clothes, even for kids. Like the other day, just this week, I bought a dress for her, and she is a 24-month size. So I bought a really cute little Ralph Lauren jean dress. Go to put it on her, it's too tight. All of her other stuff in that size fits just fine, but that one was too tight. And then we looked at it, and it had a rip, and this was brand new out of the store. So yeah, we returned it and got a bigger size. So we're dealing with clothes. Oh yeah, all brands are different. Like I was trying on clothes at the store the other day, and I'm normally between a medium and a large, depending on the brand. Mm-hmm. I tried on one top, and it was a medium, and it fit great, perfectly fine. Another top from another brand, but similar style, similar cut and everything. And it was a large, and that thing I couldn't get it off.
That's why it's so important to have measurements, because really the label means nothing. You need to have the measurements in there. And, in order, you said a lot of returns in clothes, you do deal with returns. People not fitting, buyer's remorse and whatnot. And I actually have a 20% restocking fee set up in order to prevent buyer's remorse.
Okay. So you make sure that they know if you return it, there's going to be a 20% off. Yeah, I've never done the restocking fee, but I've considered it for certain items because I was having with the luggage, because I deal with a lot of luggage and travel gear, and I've had the situation where I've had people rent the luggage. Mm-hmm. It's an expensive piece of luggage. They'll buy it. They have 30 days to return it, right? I guess they'll go on their trip, and then they'll try and return it and be like, oh, the tags are attached. It's still new. And I'm like,
what I heard is a great idea to prevent that.
Yeah.
Okay. Some people have issues with like bridal dresses and things like that, where people will rent the dress and then that. Well, there are these Tyvek bands that you can get them in bright neon colors, red, pink, and put it somewhere completely obvious and say in your description that if the Tyvek band is removed, you will not accept the return. And I've heard they back people up on this. It's somewhere obvious, as in you couldn't wear the bridal dress without
ripping it off, without cutting it off. Yeah, actually, that's a really good idea.
But I don't know about luggage, because people might not mind if a band.
I could put it on the zipper pulls. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I could put it on the zipper pulls and be like, if you remove this, I'll know that you used it, and no returns, because I ship them out in perfect good condition, and then they ship them back to me, and I can tell you rolled this through an airport. You sent it through the whatever at the airport. Oh, so yeah, we could talk all day about negative situations with buyers, but I mean, it happens, you know what I mean? And at the same time, I have plenty of other buyers that are super nice.
Most buyers are not manipulative or I choose to give them the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, I think it's just it's those few that stick out. They stick out in our memory because they were a bad experience, or sometimes they can be a really positive experience, but they're not the norm, and they stick out in our memories. Like I had one buyer recently that was really sweet. It was this black and yellow backpack that I sold that I wasn't making any money on because I was pretty much losing money on it at this point, but I wanted to get it out. And she bought it at a best offer, and I was like, okay, it's been here forever. I just needed to get it out. I accepted it. And she later sent me a message telling me, you have no idea how happy it made me that I was able to find this. My autistic son had this very same backpack for like 2 years. He was very attached to it. It broke, and I've been looking for it ever since.
Aww.
And I was like,
I love it.
Oh my gosh.
It makes you feel good about what you're doing, because you are able to help people while doing this as well.
Absolutely. So it's easy to remember the bad ones, but most of them are awesome. Most of them don't give you a hassle, and a lot of them are really, really appreciative that they were able to find exactly what they were looking for. And on eBay, that probably stands out a little bit more than on Amazon, because on Amazon is such a huge site, and a lot of people are selling the same thing. And on eBay, you know, you have a lot of one-offs. There's those unique items that you don't find anywhere else, you know. So sometimes you'll get that. But, you know, I had a seller the other day, his suitcases hadn't arrived, and he was upset because, you know, he thought the tracking said delivered. And I was like, oh my God, it says delivered and he hasn't found it. What's going on? Did somebody steal it? Is it lost? Whatever. He was upset because this was for his son. They were going on a trip in a few days, and I was sweating bullets. Oh my God. But I called the post office. I actually called his post office. And turns out that they had some kind of mix up with the carriers that day. One of the employees hadn't come in, and they had sent in somebody else to do the deliveries. They still had the package. They had scanned it as delivered, but they actually hadn't dropped it off.
Was this sell on eBay or Amazon?
This was on Amazon.
Okay.
This was on Amazon. Yeah, it was, I think it was the regular post office. It wasn't UPS. It was regular post office. Yeah, I know. And
well, good for you for going above and beyond, because I know sometimes I'll see people be like, oh, well, it says delivered, and the seller will be like, I'm not dealing with it. But good customer service would be calling their post office and going above and beyond to do what you have to do for your customer.
To make sure that, you know, what the heck is going on here. And, you know, I can't always resolve it. Sometimes it's completely out of my hands.
Right.
But in this case, you know, the post office was actually really helpful. They checked it. They called me back. He got it that same day. So he sent me a message that he was very thankful, that he was very happy about it. And I'm like, ooh, okay, awesome. The post office called me the next day to verify. And I'm like, yeah, okay. But, you know, I've had the other situations where the buyer, it was crazy. I'm still dealing with this situation. It was a bikini that she bought. First of all, this was one of those buyers that sticks out in your head because they give you such a hard time.
Yeah.
So she's one of those. She wanted to get it by the 4th of July, and she bought it 2 days before. Oh. And didn't pay for express delivery or express shipping. She just paid for first class. And I sent her a message. I was like, look, you know, if you want this by the 4th of July, you got to pay for overnight shipping. And it's like whatever the amount was. She didn't get back to me at the time. So I go ahead and process the order with normal shipping. And of course, she gets it maybe like the day after 4th of July. And so she's upset. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but you didn't buy the express shipping. It was offered. I did send you a message. It was available on the listing. Yeah, I should have just canceled it with her, because not only did that happen, then later on, I don't know what the heck, she didn't get it for the longest time because she wasn't able to receive her mail for whatever reason. It shows delivered in the tracking, and then shows that it was undeliverable due to her address. So not only was she not able to receive it during a certain time frame, then she moved and had a forwarding address, whatever. It still didn't get there. I called the post office. I checked the tracking. I checked, because again, this was a drop shipping item. I checked with the manufacturer. Did you guys get this back? Oh yeah, the manufacturer got it back, but she's not telling me this until a month later. I have no idea that this is going on.
Now, I know this wouldn't help in your situation now, but how do you feel about have you ever called a buyer? Would you ever call somebody in a situation like that?
I would, but it's just getting that phone number from them is not always. How do you get, Roger, do you know, is there an easy way to get their phone number from eBay or PayPal? Because I've never really bothered trying to call them unless, you know.
See, as a small time seller, and like when I buy online, most of the time it's because I don't want to talk to people.
Right.
So I always feel like as an eBay seller, if I were to call somebody, that I'm like inconveniencing them or something like that versus sending them a message. You guys don't feel that way?
Yeah, I mean, I try and email them, you know, whether it be through eBay messages or even if I grab their email from PayPal or whatever, you know, I'll email them from my own email and send them a message and be like, hey, you know, you can reach me at this number, and I'll give them my Google number for the business. So, you know, it just depends. But with this buyer, I mean, she's whatever. Like, she didn't get it. I told her I was going to mail it back to her if she gave me her updated address. She took forever in sending me her updated address. She filed a claim through PayPal. PayPal sided with her. So now I told the manufacturer to send me the bikini instead of sending it to her. And I'm like, no, you're not going to get the free bikini. You already got your money back. I'm going to get the bikini and resell it myself because that's not fair to me either. So, but that's one in several thousands of sellers, buyers, like I've had this situation happen to me once. It's not something that happens all the time. No.
As e-commerce, you will hit bumps in the road, and there will be times when you might lose out on a particular sale, but it's not common. Like we were talking about earlier, most buyers are honest buyers. They want your product, It's just business.
It is. I mean, if you go to any brick and mortar store, they're always going to have situations. I mean, that's why they have whole customer service areas just for returns, because they know that there's buyer's remorse. So there's situations where the item just didn't do what you wanted it or whatever. So I know people get really upset in the e-commerce world because we're smaller. So it hurts us more to have returns than it does the big companies. But we got to make sure that it's not happening because of our mistakes, that we're avoiding it as much as possible, that we're giving the best customer service that we possibly can, and have systems in place to handle it, You
know what I see a lot? I'm in a whole bunch of eBay groups, so I see a whole bunch of sellers, writing about their issues and questions and things like that. And a lot of people have emotion involved. And one thing I learned at my previous job before I got in e-commerce is the customer is just venting or taking out things that are going on in their life. It's best to completely take emotion out of it and kind of act like a robot almost if it gets too personal.
Right. Yeah, and we can't take it personal.
Right.
Because they don't know who we are. They don't, we're not doing this in a face-to-face situation. And even if we were, if you're a really good customer service person, you know how to be empathetic, but without getting emotionally involved. And that takes a little bit of practice and training. I worked at Disney, so they really hammer that into you.
Oh wow, yeah.
Oh yeah. If you work at Disney, you're pretty much guaranteed to know how to do customer service for any other company later.
It's funny because it was a dealership that I worked at before, and our GM actually, that was his motto. He's like, I just came from Disney, and this is what they teach their employees, so I want to teach you guys. So
You see what I mean? So yeah, that's kind of like where I learned my customer service skills was from Disney. What? Oh no. You're so funny. Roger, you were talking about how to be more mobile. Well, definitely if it's on eBay, removing all of our fabulously beautiful templates.
I'm like getting them up there big time.
Yeah. Unfortunately, they don't add up like they do on Periscope. They don't stay up there. But I mean, that's fine. What? Oh yeah. So to be more mobile, if you're listing on eBay, you want to make sure that you're not using a listing template, that your descriptions are all in black and white. No changing different fonts and different colors and different sizes. It makes it difficult to read. You got to keep in mind that people are every day using more and more their iPhones, their Android phones, their tablets. I've seen a dramatic increase in mobile purchases on my stuff. So even when I go into the traffic reports, actually, let me see if I pull up my traffic reports here real quick.
It's like way over half are mobile users.
Yeah.
I used to use a template because I thought it was so pretty and professional, and then
I know.
Come to find out, it's like people just want the information short and sweet to the point. They don't care about my glitter graphics and colored background.
And it's hard to read on some things. Like, I've looked at my listings on my iPhone and it looks perfect. But maybe if I check it on somebody else's phone or a different tablet, it might look different. So,
and the longer it takes to load, the quicker they are going to be to X out.
And not only that, but with eBay now on the mobile app, you actually have to, as a buyer, you have to click to see the description.
Right.
So there's no point in spending all this time and effort and making a huge, beautiful template and embedding photos into it like we used to do before, because most buyers are not even going to look at it. So you got to make sure that your item description is actually Google friendly as well, search friendly, and that you're filling in all the item specifics. What are you upset about? You're just tired. You just want a nap. That's what it is.
So Melissa and I kind of talked about this on our last blab that was off the record. But Roger, what do you do? Do you have those days where you're just dragging and you totally don't want to list? What's your motivation?
It's always a good question. Type it in for us, Raj. What do you do? So I told Katrina I just go off and do whatever else. I leave the house if I'm not in the mood.
So that's your motivation.
This one, yeah, he's always busy. Like, I'm never on Facebook and see that, oh, Roger's not around. He's always around.
Make your presence known.
All right, so Mary says to request a member's contact information. If you're involved in a current or recent transaction and can't reach the other member through email, you can request the other member's contact information. Oh, okay, yes, on eBay. Yeah, I know there's a way, and I always forget. Click the advanced link at the top of the eBay homepage. In the members section on the left side of the page is Find. Click Find Contact Information. Enter the username of the member and the transaction's item number. Oh, see? Okay. Yeah, I totally forget that. But sometimes it is easier to just talk to a person over the phone than it is to go back and forth via email. That's from the eBay help page. Okay. Yeah, I think, I'm not sure, but I think also if you go into like view order details, it might be there too. I know their email shows up on there. I'm not sure if their phone number, but it could be. Which I have to keep in mind for future. Kali, would you stop messing with that? Some, if they are added. Okay. Yeah. But I do remember, like, I've had to do that where you can actually request their phone number. And eBay will give it to you under those circumstances. But
and it also lets the other party know that you requested their info too.
Right. I've gotten the notification that they requested my info.
Right.
So I've had that, and then I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. It's a bit of a pain, but yeah, I'm like, okay, fine, whatever, you know. But I guess that's in the circumstances where I forgot to put in a packing slip because my phone number and contact information is all on the packing slip, but I don't always put them in there. Oh, you're so sweet.
Do you ever have you heard of Scavenger Life?
No, what's that?
I just started listening to it. It's a couple that they scavenge, and that's how they make their living on eBay. It's just, thrifting and reselling. And they had an analogy the other day that, I don't know, it was like a light bulb kind of went off. And they said eBay is like a pipeline. And you just want to get everything you can and photograph and list and shove everything to the pipeline until money bags start falling out the other end. So that's my motivation whenever I don't feel like listing, is I'm just like, you know what? I got to keep going this pipeline.
Yeah, it's true. It's just, I have a lot of distractions because I've got the kids and I live in Orlando where there are so many family-friendly things to do. And I've got my mother around and my sister who's 20 around and my cousins and my friends. And I have a very busy social life. So sometimes it's an effort to, like, guys, I actually have to sit down and work because they're always giving me and I'm going out to do stuff with them. You know what I mean? And I feel like I'm always with the kids at the house too. Golly, would you stop turning on the music? I don't know. She plays with the headphones and it turns on iTunes.
Isn't it nice though that you're able to find something that you can kind of work around your family and your kids versus having to just make time for them around a work schedule?
Yeah, that's one of the beauties of it is that I can move it around. Like, yesterday my mother had been in Connecticut for a month and I worked really, really hard on Monday. I did a bunch of listings. I did all of the processed the orders and things like that. So that yesterday I could then be with my mom and just chat and whatever. I still answered a few emails, handled a few things on my phone, but I wasn't sitting down at the computer and doing listings.
So in your mom Periscope and Blab.
Yeah, I was doing that.
Your mom's awesome.
She is. She's really cool. I'm hoping that she'll be able to do it. But right now she's going back to Connecticut to help my mom, my other sister, who is a
oh wow.
Yeah, my middle sister, because I'm the eldest, right? So my middle sister graduated from med school just recently, and she's now resident. Okay, whatever. A resident at one of the hospitals over there in Connecticut. Let's see. So I work all day and half the night because of distractions. I have 4 kids at home and do virtual school with 3 of them. Oh my goodness! The dad
I know.
works
I was going to say the busy place. Like you weren't kidding. Really are busy.
Oh my goodness! Yeah,
I think I have it bad with 1.
Tell me about it with 2, and I'm like But I feel that at the same time, we have computers, we got tablets, we got iPhones. We can do a lot more now,
right.
Even when we're with the kids. Like I'll be watching TV. Last night, Roger, when you were texting me through Facebook, I was watching some TV show with my husband and the kids, and then I put them to bed and had the chat with you. Did a few other things, did a few relistings, and then took a shower and went to bed. So it's a lot about a little bit here, a little bit there, and it just kind of adds up. So if people ask me like, how many hours do you work a day? And I'm like, I have no idea. I really have no idea because
whenever I can fit it in,
whenever I can manage it. Because I might spend half of the day at a water park, but at least half an hour of that I must have spent it on the computer, and then I'll come back and the kids are taking a nap, and I'll sit down and work. And it's been kind of a process as well because with my husband, he works full time for Armani, and
I need to work some more.
Yeah, I want to be able to shop where he works. Is what
oh my God! Hand out your business cards at the water park. Better get waterproof ones.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I'll take the kids to a splash pad, or I'll take them to. There's so many things here in Orlando for us to do. There's Disney and Universal and SeaWorld, and now they opened up Crayola Experience. I got annual passes to that. There's the playgrounds and the splash pads and I go on a walk with my friends once a week because there's just so much to do. It's really easy to get distracted. But even then, I feel like this summer, I've had so many friends and family come in. My best friend who's in California, she came in for a few days. My other best friend who's in Texas came in. And I'm like, if I had still been working my regular job, I wouldn't have been able to see them. Oh, Roger's got to get to the post office. All right, Roger. This is so awesome. And I don't know what's going on. We can't hear you. But this was really cool. And we'll definitely, we'll probably schedule the next one for Tuesday. I'm going to talk to my husband and see if he's willing to watch the kids. So we can do it on Tuesdays. Yes, we will. We will discuss it on Facebook later, but I'm thinking it's going to be Tuesday afternoon, so that way West Coast people can join in as well. All right, man. Well, I will talk to you later. So see you later. All righty. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and we'll probably wrap this up within the next 10, 15 minutes because I got to get ready to pick up my son at 2 p.m. and it's 12:42. But if anybody wants to join in and ask us any questions or tell us their story real quick, feel free to do so. The seats should be open.
Yeah.
Hi. She's so cute.
Thank you.
But yeah, I mean, there's always something, you know what I mean? Like now that my son's in preschool, I'm like, okay, I'll be able to take advantage and do some work while he's gone. But then this one's still around.
Right.
So she doesn't make it as easy, but we will figure it out. We always do, It's kind of
how it goes. I try to let her help. She puts the packages out at night for the mail person. But thank God my inventory is upstairs because the few times I do have her upstairs, she just like, oh, Mom, look at this. And I'm like, yeah, I know, put it up. It's listed.
Yeah, I had to move things around in my office to make sure that they couldn't handle it. Because at first my son, he would help me. When I printed out a shipping label, he would take it out from the printer and give it to me in the packing slips and he would give it to me. But now with her, and he got a little bit too enthusiastic about it, so I had to put the printer way up high where they can't reach it. And they can't get near any boxes or peanuts because, that's it. every now and then I'll give them a box that I'm willing to lose and just let them play with it, and it becomes a robot, or it becomes
all my bubble wrap
or
gets
whatever.
popped.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And you know, like the little the air pillows, you know, those
yeah.
little air pillows, I get those from Amazon when I order stuff, and I love using them to package and ship stuff out. And my son has decided that they are just great for jumping and popping.
Mm-hmm.
Great. You know, that's my packing material. I don't want to be paying for that. I like getting it free.
Right.
You know? But yeah, my garage used to be, my garage has been in different stages. It's been filled with clothes. It's been filled with suitcases. It's been filled with food. It's been filled with bedding. There's been boxes taking the whole place. And then it's really nice and organized. And then a couple of weeks later, it's a total disaster. So it's been an evolution. Now, because I'm doing more of the drop shipping, there's not so much stuff in the garage, but there's still some things that I ship out from there. So I think, you know, we're always changing and always learning and always trying to improve. My photography has gotten better. Like if you look I look at listings of my old listings, my old stuff. And I look at my photos and I'm like, oh my God, it's so embarrassing. And my photos now that they're way better, much more professional. I've got the whole background, and I've got lamps, and I've got all the nice big tripod and nice big camera and all that good stuff. So it really helps.
A tip for the viewers, if you guys are trying to burn out your background, that pretty white background, photo fuse.
Oh yes,
using.
I love photo fuse.
Such a difference.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me put a link in here for anybody. If this is a free program, website actually, there you can upload your photos from.
It makes it look so much more professional.
Mm-hmm. And it gives it that pure white background. It doesn't work perfectly for everything.
Right,
so
not everything.
No, not everything, but for a lot of stuff. And then you can download the photo for free and just upload it to eBay or Amazon or wherever you're selling and have that nice professional background. If you're an Etsy seller, it will pull the photos for you automatically.
And, you know, I've had instances where I've had an item that's like the exact same size, exact same price and everything as somebody else. And the person bought from me because my photo looks better. So it really does matter.
It does make a difference. It actually really does make a difference. And, you know, sometimes it can be hard to compete if you're all selling the same things and everything. But I found that if I, you know, have more pictures in my listings, and if I've worked harder at my title and worked harder at my item specifics and my description being more descriptive or whatever, then I might be able to sell this item for a higher price than it's available elsewhere.
Speaking of titles, that reminds me of when Catherine shared a video in one of the groups. Whenever you go to type in the search, the words that pop up, that's what people are most searching. So she said those terms are best for using in your title.
Yeah, the ones that pop up on the drop down when you're doing, those are the keywords you want to focus on. But yeah, and like in my case, I have to make an effort with that as well because I'm doing drop ship. So obviously a lot of companies are selling the same stuff, and they use generic titles. They'll all use the same title that they got from the drop shipper, or they have like a specific format, and they're all doing the same title. And I can see I've had items listed for maybe $15 or $20 more because I don't have the same discount that they have or the same shipping discount that they have. And I have to sell it for higher to be able to make my money. And I'm selling them. They're selling because I have more photos, more keywords. I filled out the whole thing with more appropriate keywords. I'm doing the marketing.
That's what I say, the marketing
and all this stuff. So there's ways to stand out, even if you're selling an item that is the same for other people. You know, it's just, and some things will sell better on Amazon, and some things will sell better on eBay. So that's why I like having both of them available to me, just because I feel that, you know, for example, Roger was talking about the shoes that I sell. These the shoes for strippers, and these shoes are crazy. Does anybody want to see the shoes? I'll post a link. I don't care.
Post a link.
All right, hold on. Let me go to my store. Get you a link. Because these shoes are like, I personally, can't wear them. They're too high, and most of them are not. Most of them are. I mean, I wore high heels for the first time and the longest. The other night, I went out dancing with my girlfriends, and I had bought some red shoes on Thread Flip, really cute red pumps, and I was like, so.
I remember the picture.
You saw the picture, yeah. So super cute. They look great. They felt great. But oh my God, after 2 or 3 hours of walking and dancing in them, I just wanted to die. Like, it is painful. So the shoes that I'm going to show you guys are like crazy high heels. I mean, they run up to 8 inches in height for the heel on some of these shoes.
That's insane.
Oh my God.
I don't see how they wear them.
I don't either. But I sell them, so I'm like, oh, it's fine. I don't care.
Your money's good.
Exactly. So that goes directly to the shoe category in my eBay store. So you guys can see what Roger and I were talking about with these shoes. They are funny. Some of them are nice.
Oh, wow.
But some of them are like way out there.
Hey, you know what? You could really market these too as Halloween.
Yeah, I do. When Halloween time comes around, some of them I really put them into the Halloween boards and stuff like that. So I definitely got to do that now with the collections and all that good stuff. You want some or not? All right.
Man, that is crazy. I was gonna say I might need to get me some boots for my Halloween costume, but I'm not paying $200 and something.
They're real leather. They're custom made. Here's the thing: the manufacturer doesn't actually have them in stock. When I place an order, they custom make it for the buyer. Wow. So that's the thing. So it takes a couple of days.
A U.S. manufacturer?
It's a U.S. manufacturer. Yes, they are made here in the U.S.
Awesome.
Which is really cool. So it takes them about 3 days to manufacture usually. So, you know, there's a time thing there. That I make sure that I tell them in the listing, I'm like, hey, it takes about 3 or 4 days to make them, and then they ship out, and it's UPS ground, so it can take anywhere from 1 to 6 days to arrive at your doorstep. So you got to take that into consideration when you're placing an order for these.
Right.
But yeah, they sell. I mean, you know, it's not like I sell one every day, but when they do sell, I make a good chunk of change.
Right.
I've had a few returns, but
you know, have the listings up.
Exactly. So I just, you know. I actually had my virtual assistant do some of these listings. So I actually have to go in and change them and make them better, maximize them. But even then, I've seen that I've sold some of them that weren't up to my standards. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But because by having the virtual assistant, I can get things done faster.
Right.
Even if they're not perfect, but at least it's up there. Mm-hmm. And then I go in and try and edit it. But it's, you know, it's a juggling game. It's like, okay, do I list more new items or do I go and fix the ones that are already listed?
What about the assistant doing all of them in drafts and then you just go back to the drafts or you just want them up?
I just want them up. Yeah. So, you know, I let her do that with the bathing suits and I let her do that with the shoes. Now that I'm handling luggage and stuff that I'm drop shipping, because there's so much competition with these particular brands, those I'm doing myself manually. So it's definitely taking longer, but I'm starting to see more sales with them. And by marketing with Roger's groups and stuff, everything is getting looked at, you know. And then, of course, I make more money on Amazon anyway. But on Amazon, it's, you know, she can do loads and loads of listings in a single day on Amazon because if the item already exists, then she's just listing against an existing listing. Mm-hmm. So I've seen her put up for me 100 items in one night.
Wow.
On Amazon. Yeah. So like right now on Amazon, I have 3,400 products listed on Amazon.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
I'm lucky to get 10 up on eBay.
It takes longer to list on eBay. It really does. Now, this is if it's something that's already existing in the Amazon catalog. If it doesn't exist and I have to do the listing manually, then it takes me more or less the same amount of time of doing a listing on eBay from scratch. Because I got to go in and write the title and fill out all the stuff that Amazon asks you for. But the nice thing about it is that once I have it listed on Amazon and it's something that I can get repeatedly, then I don't have to relist it ever again. I just, you know, update my stock levels.
So what are your hottest sellers at the moment?
A lot of kids rolling backpacks. Back to school season, so a lot of backpacks in general, kids luggage, rolling backpacks, that kind of thing. So I sold a lot of JanSport backpacks that I bought like at TJ Maxx and at Ross and stuff. And I was getting them for like $12, $18, whatever, and selling them for $40, $50, $60 on Amazon.
See, usually I don't like to go over $10 unless I just know it's going to like triple, quadruple my profit.
Right. Yeah, I've played around with it a lot. You know what I mean? Like it's got, so sometimes if it's a brand that I'm not sure of, I'll maybe just get the one and see, okay, we'll see how it goes.
Test it.
Yeah, check to see other listings from that brand. Are they selling, but then kind of like once you do it, the more you do it, the more you know about certain brands, and you're like, okay, yeah, this one is a for sure seller or whatever. Right. And what doesn't sell, I lower the price, or I get sent back to me, or I list it on eBay, or I list it somewhere else. You know what I mean? Or some stuff ends up getting given away as gifts.
Do you sell locally in the Facebook groups, like Orlando?
I try, but I feel like it's so much work to do the listings on the Facebook.
You get lowballed a lot. Yeah,
lowballed a lot, or no shows, or just no activity whatsoever. Because some of the local groups, they're not like the selling groups that Roger has. You know what I mean? It's not like they don't use the sell feature. You have to upload your photos to an album, and the things get they get swamped in under everybody else's stuff.
Yeah.
So it's hard to get those things seen.
I haven't in a while, but what I used to do is I had my own group as well as my business page. And I would upload the item in my group and then share my group in all the local groups. And then that would drive traffic to my group and ultimately my store.
Right. Yeah, that's the thing. It's balancing that time, though, because I feel like, okay, I'm running the groups on eBay. I'm running the groups on Facebook.
Put more time into just listing.
Yeah, and then I'm like, okay, I have to spend time putting new stuff listed up because that brings in more traffic. Or sometimes I feel like I spend too much time working on the eBay side of things when Amazon is really where I make more money. You know what I mean? Like this month, I've sold maybe $1,900 worth on eBay up till now. And I've sold about $5,000 on Amazon.
That's a big difference.
It is a big difference. So that's why I'm like, okay, no, I got to prioritize and make sure that I'm handling the Amazon side more. But sometimes on Amazon, like once you've got it up and listed, you don't have to do as much. While on eBay, I feel like we have to constantly be tweaking and marketing and doing a lot more.
You need to stay fresh.
You got to stay fresh. Yeah. So, I love eBay, but I do feel that I have to put in a lot more effort into it to get the sales. While on Amazon, if it's at the warehouse, not everything is going to sell, but I see consistent sales more easily. Like right now, if I go into my orders on Amazon, I have 2 pending orders that are going to come in, and I don't even have to ship those because they're already at the warehouse.
That's
and I sold a backpack yesterday. It's like a hiking backpack for $200 yesterday on Amazon.
Nice.
So I was like, awesome, because I think I paid maybe like $75 or $80 for it.
Yeah.
And it sold for $200. So yeah. These sticks. All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna start wrapping this up because I gotta get something to eat before I run off to get my child at preschool.
All righty. Well, we'll see you next week on Tuesday?
Yeah, I think I'm going to double check with my husband to see if he's willing to watch the kids so I don't have the situation going on as much. Probably it'll be like a Tuesday afternoon. I'm thinking of maybe like around 3 or 4 p.m. Because I know I have a lot of people in the West Coast that want to be able to watch as well.
Right.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me. Yes. This was fun. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. Thanks for the sharing. And yeah, just look out for the next eComBlab. Should come out next week, probably on Tuesday afternoon Eastern time. And I'll probably be on Blab before that anyway, just because I like it. And Kali, say bye. 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 All right, you guys. Have a great day.